All right, welcome back to another Project by Jay. For today's project, we're back on the Civic. So, long story short, we have a small, tiny head gasket leak, and this project is going to be pretty much swapping out the head gasket. So this is a 2004 Civic EX. So EX model has the sunroof. Yeah, the Civic head gasket has been putting pressure into the cooling system, and it has been overpressuring the coolant reservoir, so it's forcing coolant to seep out or spit out pretty much. So in this video, it won't be so much as a tutorial on how to take it apart. All right, first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the battery, kind of pull it out, especially since I won't be turning the car anytime soon. And then we're gonna go ahead and drain the oil and also the coolant. So we'll get started on that. All right, as you can see, finally got the fluids drained. You do not need to remove the front bumper. I only did it because I had the car jacked up, because I was planning to take this headlight out and reseal it. As you can see, there's some condensation that got in there and pretty much is staying there. So I only took off the front bumper so I get access to that, but other than that, you don't really need to. Now I got all the fluids drained. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the car back down. All right, now it's at a little bit more manageable height for me. So this is not going to be a DIY. This is just to show you me taking apart this head. They do have step-by-steps on YouTube, so if you need a step-by-step, those videos should help you out. But other than that, we're just going to get to tearing, because the weather doesn't look like it's going to give me time to record much. So I'm going to try and knock this out as fast as I can. All right, so I first started with the intake, and then after that, follow the wiring harness that connects to your coil packs. It also goes past down your power steering. So once you get all of that loosened up, you should be able to grab the wiring harness and just move it over. Welcome back. This is day 2. It's a little more sunnier out today. I had to cut it short yesterday because it started pouring. So I did get the power steering off. As you can see, I did get that off with the bracket along with the exhaust manifold. I did get this whole cooling system and this little EGR thing off. It's only held down by, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. There's 2 nuts, and then there's like 3 bolts underneath. You do need to take that off. I did take off this little coolant hose, whatever. It's part of this unit, so this has to come off. The only thing now is I still have some of these wires that are attached that I need to be able to access off down there, and then I just gotta take off this intake manifold, which, as you can see, is these. There's 2 long ones, and then let's see, there's those ones, and then pretty much in each pocket right here there is 1 each, but it's below. So I'm thinking I might have to crawl underneath the car, and probably I'll be able to have access from there. But once I get that intake manifold off, my plan is to go ahead and start taking off the head, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take off the camshaft along with this cover, the timing belt cover, and then I should be able to just loosen everything, or slip off the belt and then start loosening the head without having to remove the alternator and the belts and stuff. So that's my plan. The hard part is just getting started with it. So here goes nothing. All right, so this was a little challenging, but as long as you have a ratcheting 12mm wrench, you should be able to get access to all of the 12mm bolts and nuts. All right, I know you guys weren't able to see much with that angle, but there is 2 brackets underneath that's holding up the intake manifold that you do have to completely take off. I thought that all I had to do was just take off the nuts that the intake manifold sits on, but it's not. You actually have to take off the 2 mounts. So you should be able to just go underneath and take it out. It's just 3 12mm nuts, or not nuts, bolts. So now that we got pretty much everything that we around that we need to take off, I'm gonna go ahead and start undoing the head. And once I get the valve cover off and the timing cover, I'm gonna go ahead and start turning it from the crank pulley down there. I'm gonna turn it and then get it to top dead center, and then once I get it there, I'll go ahead and disassemble everything. And then yeah, we're almost there. All right, so this one's pretty simple. You just remove the coil packs and then undo all the 10mm bolts and nuts around the valve cover, and you should be able to just slide everything straight up. And once you're done with that, you can go ahead and remove that timing cover. Here I'm just jacking up the car and putting on jack stands, so that way I'll be able to get access to the crank pulley. All right, you guys can see the arrow that says up. It's in the up position. I'm trying to zoom in for you guys. Right there, up, and then you see those 2 little, well, there's a line right there on the gear. There's another one on the other side over there. Focus. Well, there should be another one on the other side. The camera's not picking up, but I can see it from here. And this line right here is supposed to line up with the level of your head right here. So that's how you know it's at top dead center. The other way to check is if you zoom in, you see that little arrow right there? That little V right there should line up on a crank pulley. There should be a line. Let me find it. All right. So you guys can see in the back right there. I know it's not clear, but if you look towards the back, you see those 3 lines? There's another one that lines right up in a V. You can't see it on video here because you have to look at it straight up and down. And it doesn't want to focus. But I'm able to see it from here faintly, but it is there and it's lined up. So that's how you know you're at top dead center. All right, so now that we reached this point where it's top dead center, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this whole assembly, so that way I can slip it off the belt, and then I'll start loosening up the head bolts, which are these on the bottom. So first, I forgot what these are called, but it basically the holder for the camshaft, right? So I'll take that off as one assembly and then slip it off the belt, and the belt should not move. But usually when you get to this point, you also want to go ahead and mark the gear and the belt. I just don't have anything to mark it with, so maybe I'll grab like a black Sharpie or something that I can see, and then yeah, we'll go ahead and undo the head. And once we get there, we just gotta inspect the head, make sure it's good. I'm pretty sure it's just a bad head gasket that needs to be replaced. Usually once you get to this point, you also want to check your head, make sure it's not warped. If it is, you want to get it machined. So in time-lapse mode, it's moving a little quick, but what you want to do is start from the middle and then work your way out on loosening, and that way it kind of all come up together evenly. All right, so here removing the head, there is also a sequence. You want to start from the middle and kind of loosen them in turns and work your way out. But you don't loosen it all the way. You just loosen some, and then you come back and then redo the whole process all over. All right, we got it out. I guess I didn't drain all the coolant, so I'm gonna grab that little sucker and suck out some of these coolant so it just stays off of the top. But for the most part, that was pretty simple. I got the head right there. This is the head gasket right here. And double check the underside of the head. And then probably clean this up a bit too, so let's get that done. We don't have much daylight left. All right, so this is how the head look. As you can see, there's still gasket around here, but over here is super clean, so I think the failure was from over here. Pretty much gonna put everything back. I did get some new head bolts, so those just go in the trash. That's the new gasket right there. This is the old one. And yeah, pretty much just reassemble everything back. I did put a paper towel over it, so while I was away cleaning that stuff, nothing got in there. And yeah, I think I'm ready to reassemble everything back, so here we go. All right, now it's just pretty much putting everything back. There is a sequence to putting the head bolts back together and specific torque settings that you have to do in steps too. But yeah, luckily this head was light and it was easy to put it back. All right, so here, this is the sequence that I was talking about where you start from the middle and work your way out by torquing them at a certain torque, and then you come back and redo everything at a higher torque, and then the last step to its final torque. All right, so to slide the belt back on, I stuck my little mallet under the camshaft to kind of angle it. And then with that, I was able to get it lined up. As you can see, my black mark is still right there lined up. So now I just gotta take this back and then put the camshaft down. So pretty much the camshaft holders, they only go back in one way. The only thing is you do have to line them up correctly where it sits on top of the valves, because some of them will fall underneath, so you kind of have to play with it and get them all to sit correctly right on top of the valves. And then the same thing, you're just going to torque in sequence again. All right, it's the next morning. As y'all saw in the last clip, it got pretty late into the night. So for the most part, everything's pretty assembled. Yeah, now I'm just putting everything back together. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the cooling system. I'm not going to put oil in it yet. I'm going to let the little RTV gasket maker kind of cure overnight before I start adding oil. So for now, it's just the cooling. All right, so I have some spill here. That's why you see me kind of hosing down the engine. All right, first startup since doing the head gasket swap. Haha, forgot to connect the battery. All right, nice and smooth. There is a smell to it because of the new gasket that I put for the exhaust, and so that new metal gasket on the exhaust is gonna smell for a while, but for the most part, I needed to turn on the engine so I could go ahead and finish the bleeding process of the coolant. But so far so good. No check engine light, as you can see. And then I just found this out too. I don't know where that's coming from. Looked like it's leaking from up here, but I don't know what that is. But yeah, sounds smooth. Everything is complete, back together. About to take it on its first test drive and see if it's still spilling out coolant. As you can see, I just threw the old headlight back in just to kind of put everything together so I could drive it, take it for a test drive. But as you can see, the fitment is not really there, so I do have to get a new one. But other than that, yeah. All right, just wanted to update you guys. Drove it around the block. And as you guys see, it's bone dry. It's not spinning out cooling like it was before, so we got it fixed. All right, you guys, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, take care.